Check it out, it's your boy Bush, B Rad in the building, aka B Radical, the radical one. We about to do a little reaction video. You feel me? B Rad about to do one of his first reaction videos on the channel.
Yep, absolutely.
We're gonna react to Willie D.
Just want to say first and foremost, I like the Ghetto Boys. I mess with them. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know Willie D personally. This isn't personal anything. I'm just gonna react to what he says, but this is not me going against him at all. This is just talking about what's going on with this. So
Yes,
just
sir.
want to make that disclaimer. I'm not going against him, nothing like that. No animosity. I fuck with dude. It's cool. It's all good. But let's get into it. Let's definitely get into it.
All right, let's go. We'll play some content, and then we're gonna talk about it.
I don't play no games about that disrespect thing. I understand Trump is your leader. I understand he's your hero. I understand some of you wish you were him. I understand that you're slow up top. You didn't have a daddy in your life. I got it.
How you respond to that, Trump? You wish you was Trump? Is that the case going on here?
No, not at all. I wouldn't do it. You couldn't pay me any amount of money to be the president. And you know how much they pay him to be the president? $0. He didn't take any money. He's the only president to not take the money. The only one.
Copy that. Let's go.
Let's roll.
Never had a real man to show you what life was like. And Trump comes along. And you believe in all of the Neanderthal descriptions of what a man is. The adequate descriptions of what a man is. Somehow you equate manhood to lying and stealing, being unfaithful to your wife, having 3 baby mamas, being a trick, stealing money from students.
See, that's all stuff he did. But let's go.
Allegedly, I guess. I mean, I was going to say, who the fuck is he talking to? Is he talking to the people listening, or is he talking to Trump? It sounds like he's talking to majority of the population out here. Let's be honest.
He's talking to you. You looking at Trump. He's telling you what Trump is really about, all the things that he went through, and that's all stuff that he did. He did steal money from the students and all that, lying, cheating on his wife, all that stuff. But let's go.
Bankrupting your friends. Throwing your friends under the bus. Somehow you equate being a man to exposing governmental secrets to the enemy. Keeping classified documents in your bathroom.
How you respond to that? Because that was the big thing.
This is all bullshit and nonsense. First off, the documents that were in Trump's house in Mar-a-Lago were barely even important, whereas the ones that were actually found in what's his name's house, it's like sitting in the garage in the back of his Cadillac or some shit, or a Mustang or a Vet. The one that Biden had, that was like the really important shit. And they also found paperwork of his that was classified that also made its way into a think tank that he pays for, but has mainly Chinese nationals that take part in this think tank. So it's like, who did worse with the documents? But still, like, everything he's saying is cap, bro. And the first thing he referred to as giving trade secrets to foreign entities, that was part of the Steele dossier. It turned out to be fiction, bro. It was fiction. So like, this guy he reads headlines. This guy reads headlines and gets worked up about it. But let's go.
At a golf course. Somehow you equate being a man to constantly picking fights with women. So I understand why you're so messed up in the head. But you're going to have to take that somewhere else if you want to get it off your chest. You got to get it off your chest somewhere else. It will not be tolerated here. Moving on. Let's see. Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat? I have to secretly vote for him. Let me explain something to you, T-Mac. I don't have to secretly want to vote for anybody.
That's what they said about him.
If I want to vote for somebody, I'm going to vote for him. I don't give a damn who likes it and who don't like it. See, I'm not controlled by anyone. So not for sale. Sometimes they say things that people agree with, that the majority of people agree with. Let me just speak to my base. Sometimes, most of the times, I say things that my base agree with. Sometimes I say things that they don't agree with. I don't mean to make my base mad at me, the people who support me on a daily basis. I'm not trying to make them mad, but I got to call a strike and a ball. So if I think that I am on the right track about something, I'm going to speak on it whether my base agree with me or not. It's kind of like being in a relationship with your family. You don't want to have a disagreement with your children or your brother or your
whatever.
sister. You don't want to be at home.
But basically, he was accused of being a secret Kamala supporter. And why you think people think he's secretly a Trumper? Because, like I said, Judge Joe Brown is a Trumper, and they, a lot of black businessmen are Trumpers now.
Well, I mean, because check it out. When it comes down to people who are business minded and care about business, it comes down to making things happen and making money and positive change. People really don't want to hear about all the rhetoric and the nonsense and he's a bad guy. Tell me what you're going to do to fix the country. And that's what he's trying to do. But he's got to spit flames when people come at him, and they come at him all day, every day, from every angle, saying the wildest shit. Like, the bottom line is business people are business minded, and this guy's got a good track record. So let's go.
All right, here we go. Hold up, my bad. Here we go.
You got somebody that you can't agree with every single time on every single issue. I get it. You can't take that. I get it. I'm not that dude. We share a lot of similarities. I'm more subscribing to me.
He went deep into some shit.
I don't think
it's smart.
So
because he's showing that he's actually like a real person and he thinks for himself.
Really, this is I wanted to get to the meeting. I should have lined it up right. My bad, but because it's certain things that certain points that I was like, oh, I want to hear what B-Rad got to say to that, but I gotta line it up. You feel me? He's out the South. He's a businessman, and a lot of people think he's undercover Trumper. So hold on, let me get to the point.
Really? So his own fan base accuses him of being a secret Trump guy? That's crazy.
That is crazy. Watch.
You know what?
Wow, how we go there?
One another, but we do have.
Hold up.
Yeah. I would have hit Trump with some contempt of courts. He would have been in jail. I would have sent him to jail. 30 days. 60 days. I would have hit him so hard he wouldn't even be on the campaign trail. That's how I would have did him. 30 more days. That's 30 more days. That's another 30 days. 60 days. I would have hit him with so many contempts of courts.
He was yelling in court.
Wasn't getting a fair shake, bro. They were fucking doing it the whole time.
Okay, but if a dude, a regular person, or anybody else not getting a fair shake in court, he got to still show some order and some discipline. Can't just go crazy or you will get contempt. But obviously the judge was biased, but it's okay. Let's go.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Judge for a moment, just so you can say something like that. Contempt. Overruled. Sustained.
Why are you laughing about what I said? When I said
because that shit is crazy. Like that, you said he had a biased judge. Like, yeah, he did, but did you pay attention to any of the court proceedings? Because him not getting contempt of court and put in prison was fucking the least of it. Like, they were so one-sided on the other side. Like, dude, they gave him felonies, 34 felony counts for something that's barely a misdemeanor. He paid off and kept a second book. That's not a felony charge.
Mm-hmm.
They trumped it up, no pun intended. But yeah, it was definitely one-sided, but it wasn't. He was tried in a district court in New York. Like that, it was awful. The judge was fucking awful. It was awful.
Okay,
They
you're
wouldn't
right.
let him defend himself. He wasn't allowed to defend himself. His lawyers weren't getting anywhere, and he eventually said some shit. Like, you think a guy like him is not going to say something when his freedom's on the line? Like, he wasn't fucking playing games, spending millions of dollars a day for this. They fucking played him. They took his money. That's it. And it's all being overturned. It's going to be, should be overturned, but it's going to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court had to step in. That's how crazy it got. That the Supreme Court's like, nah, check it out. That's not happening. We're going to check this out now. Like, that doesn't normally happen. You have to appeal to the Supreme Court, and they have to rule on whether or not they want to take your case. They stepped in and took it.
Okay, let's go.
Man, 1804 crypto. What's up? Captain Harris, tackling Ross. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, boy, if I was that judge, see, Trump be intimidating. They seem like they were scared of Trump. Those judges, typically, man, you say certain things in the courtroom, man, or you go outside the courtroom and you all on the internet saying stuff. I would have barred him from the internet.
What's wrong with that?
They did, bro. They did. What do you mean they did bar him from the internet? Remember when they threw him off Twitter for 2 years? The president, the sitting and acting president of the United States elected.
No, but that's different.
No, it's not, because the Taliban still had their fucking Twitter profile.
Oh, well, that's crazy. That's crazy. But Twitter is just one social media platform.
Yeah, but it was the main. It was the main. Like, you're not gonna be on Facebook as a president. Like, nobody cares. Like, you're not on Instagram. That's bullshit. Like, that's a statement website. Like, that's where you make political statements at. That's where people get their news and their politics from. Usually, Twitter is a big deal. That's why Elon Musk bought it and freed it up a bit, because it was getting ridiculous. They were silencing the right and putting up the left. They were working with an agenda. You can't do that if you're going to be a media company and a free speech company. You can't do that, and that's why he had to buy it. This dude had to buy it just to make sure his shit ran decent. That's a political move, but that's what rich people are supposed to do. They're supposed to fucking be public servants. Well, Elon Musk is a bit busy, but he had the money to buy the biggest fucking transaction ever, bought Twitter, and then put all sorts of free speech and fired a bunch of dirtbags from the company. So we're very lucky to have that now.
Okay.
And I personally don't use X, or formerly known as Twitter. I don't use it, but I'm aware of how important it is to the world, and now it's a bit freer, so it's better.
True that.
I discussed the case on the internet, and you cannot even be. I would have barred him from being on the internet. You cannot be on the internet. You cannot use the internet.
Is that funny, really? If you talk about discussing the case on the internet, his power and what he say could change, and you seen him storm the Capitol. Is that really that funny to say? Oh, nah, you need to stay away from it.
But hold on. Is it okay to silence a politician and a person who ran the world as the president? Is it okay to silence him because you don't like what he says?
Yeah, if you're talking against the American traditions and what we do, and you're talking negative rhetoric, yeah, I agree with that, because I don't want no asshole with too much power talking.
We live in America. We live in America. We live in America, and we have freedom of speech.
If Hitler was alive, you with that? He should be able to spread his word.
Are you kidding? I think white fucking nationalists are scumbags and all that, but they have a right in America to say what they say, have the right to say their piece. I don't like.
Yeah, we have a right to say.
Hold on, I don't like what they say, but I do like the fact that people are allowed to say what they want to say, and you can't be silenced because somebody else doesn't like it. Because once you start that, it's called tyranny, and that's the end. That's the end, and that's not America. As bad as things can be, and things aren't perfect here. I'm not saying they are. But I like the fact that the people that I don't necessarily like, and I don't like what they say, I do like the fact that they're allowed to say it still.
Yeah, but I'm just saying spreading hate and all that. But I hear you. You're right.
No, but there's laws against hate speech and spreading hate. Absolutely. There is a limit to what you can say. I'm not saying you can just say whatever you want, but he didn't say anything. The president wasn't out saying anything crazy, and they were trying to silence him. It's not right. especially when it's the president. That's fucking crazy. You
True
can't do
that.
it to any of us. And if they can do it to him, then what the hell can they do to us? And that's my
True that.
concern. Shit
True
trickles down, and it gets worse for us.
And he'd use that internet, I would have put him in jail. I would have put him in the jail. And the first Trump supporter run up talking tough, the first one try to call me a name or something like that, I get him. They get a knock on the door.
It almost sounds like how they headhunted rappers for their lyrics, you know, because you're out here saying what we don't like, and now we're going to put you in jail for it. I think he might have dealt with.
Yeah, he out of line. He going crazy.
He's bugging.
But I still like his you know, the drastic shit. He's talking crazy, but
I like it. It's funny. He's definitely funny, and I get it. Like, I feel what he's saying. Like, you don't want people saying shit you don't want to hear, but we're not allowed to make that choice. It's not our choice to make. So it's better that we don't. But I get it. He's in his feelings. It's entertaining. It's funny, but he's bugging. Because he's been on the other side of that situation in real life, and it's not cool.
Yeah, he did with Ghetto Boys, and they was as far as freedom of speech and those type of things. So yeah, that's true. That's funny though. B Raz, he killed it though.
Ain't no way I'm gonna be running against a 34-time convicted felon. Oh, I'll be running against anybody but him. It ain't that I'll be scared to run against him because I'll be scared I wouldn't win. Nah, I'll put him in jail just to save democracy. I'll put him in jail because that's where he belongs. That's where all the criminals, anybody, who else walking around with 34 convictions? Who else? Who in the United States of America right now, besides the former president, is walking around with 34 convictions? 34 active, outstanding convictions right now.
That's a good ass point, and that's another reason why a lot of people don't support him. You know what I mean?
Yes, but again, the Supreme Court has taken that ruling, so he has not been convicted because they're figuring it out because it was not fair. It wasn't fair. Like the charge that he got charged with is not a felony, and they charged him with a felony over it, and 34 times of it for each time there was a payment. That's ridiculous. You don't get charged like that. That's insane. That would never stand up in a court with a regular person. It's just because he's such a polarizing individual that they tried to make it happen. And the Supreme Court stepped in. So that ruling is not official. It's still being arbitrated by the Supreme Court right now. So He's not a convicted felon. He's, I don't know what you call it, but he's awaiting to be convicted, I guess.
All right.
But he has not been found guilty of anything yet because that court was overruled.
Who in the history of America has been able to get away with that? I would have had him locked up. I'd sign whatever executive order I need to sign. I'd done something. He wouldn't even be allowed to be at rallies and none of that. Well, you know, they're suppressing the court. They're suppressing him. They're trying to stop him from being president. You damn right I'm trying to stop him from being president. And on top of that, so what if I wanted to get rid of him to eliminate the competition? So I do it. I'll do the same thing he would do. Trump don't play fair. He never has. The Republicans do not play fair. So why the hell should I?
No. But the Republicans don't play fair. Did you say to that?
Wait, hold on. Wait, when you're discussing law, like, are you talking about fair, unfair? Are you talking about legal and illegal? Because he's done everything legally. I'm not saying it's nice, but it's not about being nice and being like a friendly person. It's about winning, isn't it? At the end of the day, I mean, if he stays within the legal system and he uses the laws and the loopholes provided for and created by these rich people who make laws, then all he's doing is playing the game proper. And don't hate the fucking player, hate the game. Like, he ain't out here for fucking friends. He out here for blood. This is real shit. He's making money. What is this? He's not playing fair. Like, what the fuck is fair? Who's got the biggest pile at the end of the day? That's who fucking wins. It's not about fair. It's not about nice. And if this guy were the president, the shit that he's saying, he'd be ousted the day after he got elected because he is the most undemocratic talking person in the world. It's insane. But fair. It's not fair. Okay, so fucking play dirty, scumbag. Nobody said you had to follow the rules either. Get at it. But the thing is, he does play the rules.
That's what he
just
said.
knows them. He knows them better than everybody else. That's why. That's why Hillary Clinton was talking shit about him not paying taxes. And he's like, yeah, I don't, because the laws that you put in place for all your friends that all take advantage of it, and you, he's like, I took advantage of those same tax loops. He's like, so if you don't like it, close them. But until then, don't hate me for fucking knowing how to play the game better than you, and you're the one who makes the laws. And I still know it better, and that's why I don't pay taxes. And it was the most honest shit you ever heard in your life. People are like, I can't believe you just said that. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, that's right. I don't pay taxes, and I don't pay them by using the roads and the laws and the loopholes that you and your friends created, because they're all rich too. So if you're gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Don't be mad because I'm in on the secret. Like, the fuck?
Okay.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Whatever that is. If that's fair, that's fair. If it's not, it's not. But I'm gonna play to win.
How are we talking about you though? No, let me stop. Oh, well.
When you're dealing with an uncivilized mutt,
That's what he called.
you have to give them the same type of energy.
That's not fair.
What'd you say?
So that's not fair. Oh my God, fair and all. He just said it himself. He's gonna play to win. This guy playing Candyland?
He said Trump is an uncivilized mutt.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's why he made it all the way to the White House. But yeah, totally. Totally. That's such a factual statement. Let's rock.
Oh, dog. You ever see how dogs react? Big, bad, tough dog. They come at you. And you stand your ground, and you have a pipe, pick up a pipe or something, ready to bust them in their head, and they stop because they see you ain't scared. That's Trump. There's a lot of his supporters.
Yeah.
That's how he feels.
How do I feel, bro? Go watch a video of a Trump rally and people walking around wearing like Biden shirts, and everybody's cool and nice. Go watch a fucking Democrat fucking rally and have somebody walk in with a Trump shirt and watch people get violent and be dirty and grimy. What's this dude talking about, bro? What's he talking about? Like, he's talking about people swinging pipes and acting like fucking animals, bro. That's the left. That's the fucking left. And it's on TV every day to see if you look close enough. Like, go on the internet, it's everywhere. They can't lie there. Like, go look at it. Look up how wild Democrats get when they get together. They fucking do animalistic shit. You don't be seeing that shit at Trump rallies. People are cool. They don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay. All right. But you don't see many Biden shirts at Trump rallies either, but I hear you.
No, but when you do, is people go there to like catch them like being scumbags, and they never catch them doing shit because they don't do shit, because they don't give a fuck about you. But if you show up in a Trump shirt to a Biden rally, they'll crucify you there. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Now, once you identify how to attack that, you won't have no issues with them. You ain't got to worry about no intimidation or none of that type of stuff. You ain't got to worry about dealing with them, because they know if they come at you, they know what come with that. They know what come with it.
That's a fact.
Really? Then how come the left's always wearing masks? You don't see Trump people all masked up and shit. Everybody's masked up on the left. Everybody, because they don't just see their face. Why you gotta hide your face?
Said he lying.
Yeah,
I don't know who you're talking about. Who lying, Dominique? Is it Willie D or B Rad? Who lying? We need to know.
I'm just saying, watch the videos for yourself. I'm not lying about nothing. You know, like, I don't know who he's talking about. It doesn't matter. Like, you can watch the videos and you see these people that are like far left. I'm not even saying Biden people. I'm just saying these extreme like type left people that show up, like, they be going fucking hard. Yeah, he says I'm lying. They'll be going hard. They got the masks on. They're fucking like stealing shit from like people, stealing their signs, like causing like commotions, loud fucking noises with the whistles and the fucking barking and all the fucking insanity. You don't be seeing that at rallies for the right, for people on the Republican side. And again, I'm not a Republican. I'm not. I'm a registered Democrat. You know, I vote Working Families Party. I vote for the right person for the job. That's it. I don't need a side.
But I ain't gonna lie, and I could imagine, like, at a Biden rally, yeah, if we see a Trumper, if I'm there, they're gonna be more nastier, I feel like. And then
why?
Trump,
why would they bother? What's the difference? What is that guy doing besides the fact that he votes the other side? Is it that serious that people got to put hands on people over it?
The representation he represents, and then a lot of people that support him are of that, all that nasty people.
No, but I'm asking you, how is it that other than people saying that Trump supporters are these violent, nasty people, where are all the videos of the people wilding out on fucking other people at these rallies when it doesn't happen? But we constantly see it on the left. I'm just asking, if we constantly see it from the left, how is it automatic that the right definitely does it when you don't see it?
I was agreeing with you. I don't know if you listened to what I was saying, but since you want
to no. I'm just putting on for the point for more. I'm just saying, like, the videos are out there. Like, these people can see for themselves, but people just go with the rhetoric and what they hear.
So they believe that storming the Capitol was good and everything, because those are all Trump.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Of course not.
Never see
I'm not saying that.
Okay. All right.
But did they go in there and trash the place and light it on fire? No, they went on tours. So the getting in, that was a really bad look. I'm not going to say it wasn't. That you don't do that shit. But that building should have been open, and when the people got in, they didn't act like a fucking mob and tear the shit apart. What do you think would have happened if the left had done this and gotten in there? They would have burned that motherfucker down. Don't even tell me they wouldn't.
I don't know.
It's a fact, because they get wild. They have been. Those are the ones every time. But you have to understand, every time there's social uprising in the United States in the past 4 years, it's always been these far left people, you know, who, like, they spit a good game with what they say they want, but the reality is they're willing to get violent and act a fucking fool over it, and that's completely the opposite of how it's supposed to go. You can't push peace and then fucking be out violent and wilding out in the street, throwing bricks and lighting fires and burning billions of dollars of property down. You can't do that shit. And
not even in the name of revolution.
For what? To revolt against what? To fucking to take power.
You seen
to take power and crush people? No, but look, but they're not.
You've seen it happen.
I understand, but what I'm saying is you can see what happens. They're not pushing peace. You saw what happened out in Seattle when they took over that small area. They were killing people. They were beating people.
Yeah, we talk about America here. I hear you. You're right. We talk about
America. They're not trying to take over and revolutionize for peace. They're trying to take over to be the one to fucking dole out the fucking justice in their mind. That's a tyrant. You can't have that. Things might not be great right now, but it'd be far worse if people were in there with a vengeance, because they act crazy. And we've seen it. We've seen what happened. They took over a small part of a city and they ran it, and they were brutal. They were like some third world nation that we have to go and stomp out every once in a while. That's how they acted. So no, they shouldn't be able to. And they're not pushing peace. So I don't want to hear revolution. They just want their way and they want to be in power. And again, these are radicals. I'm not talking about normal everyday Democrats and people left leaning. I'm talking about extreme violent people here. And don't get me wrong, there's extreme violent people on the right too, of course. Like a right-wing fundamentalist is a dangerous individual. I'm not saying they're not. But you don't see them out here doing as much, and they're not the ones that are in the videos perpetrating violence. So there's this idea that all Trump people are violent people, but when I look and see the violence and shit being broadcast on YouTube, it's always people with their face covered and they're rocking blue, not red. They're not Trump people. So, you know, it's what I'm hearing versus what I'm seeing.
That's what you say. All right, let's go.
How many times you seen these Karens try to approach certain people and you stand up to them and they start, but on default, they're trained to be a bully, so they try to save face by still running their mouth a little bit, but they calm their ass all the way down because they really don't want that mix. They really don't want it. But they thought they had a sweet one, right? They thought they had a sweet. They thought it was sweet, and so they'll try you if you think you're sweet. Let me tell you something, fam. When I move around this country, wherever I am, sometimes I look at them, I see them, I can see it in their eyes. And I make sure I look them dead in the eyes and let them know. And look, let them know everything they need to know. I ain't the one. I ain't the one to play with.
Because people look at the left as weak and can't stand up for themselves. They look at Trump as the strength in America. You know what I mean? But what's wrong with the left having some strength? You know, as far as we ain't saying Biden is the one. We're not saying Biden is the one, but we just saying like we represent strength too. I ain't saying we. I'm not left or right, but I'm just saying that's what I think that's what he's getting at.
No, and I understand, but his optics, I think, are a little skewed because, to be honest, when you look at who's got all the power and all the push right now, it is the left. They're the ones that are changing schools. They're the ones that are changing curriculums. They're the ones that are pushing, the alphabet mafias left and right. You know what I mean? And like getting all these crazy like rulings. And I just heard like there's something like 130 different genders now that are recognized by the United States government. And like 4 years ago, it was like 60 something. Like they just, you know what I mean? Like I'm just saying they got all the push. So like the left doesn't look weak. The left is made up of rich people these days. It used to be Republicans are rich and Democrats are broke. That's not the case. All the Democrats are rich as fuck. The people in office and the people that are actually running it, they got dough. Not only that, they got all the power right now. They're changing everything. Look at what happened in California. California went crazy. Like they just went so far left with everything, and basically the whole Pacific Northwest too. Like making drugs legal and like all this crazy shit. And then what do they have? They have insane amounts of homelessness, they're hemorrhaging money. You can't afford to live there anymore. It's so bad that if you live in California and you moved out, you still get charged California income tax for the next 5 years, no matter where you're living. That's how much money they need to fucking support the retardation they've put their state into. And it's all because the left is pushing the agenda. They have the power right now. What are Republicans doing right now that they're making any noise? What are they doing? All they have is Trump, who's a figurehead, but they have no juice right now. The left's got the juice, and they're making shit happen. They've been changing the country, bro. It's crazy. You see these angry parents, how mad they are about the curriculums and the books that they're allowing these children to read now with like heavy sexual shit in it, like shit you don't need to be talking to children about. I mean, the shit's all over YouTube. I don't know how you guys don't see it. It's crazy, bro. It's literally like you hear these stories and like that can't be true, and it's true. It's even on real news sometimes, which is shocking to me. They don't put anything on there, but you can see this where they're putting these books and these learning lessons about teaching like people how to have oral sex and shit like that with like a gay partner. It's like, what is this doing in a school? And it's not one class that had this. It's been like a lot of different schools that have done it through all different states. And then the whole thing with allowing children to decide whether or not they want to be trans and like having like gender reassignment surgeries that are not like you can't come back from that. And then if the parents get involved, the kids get taken by CPS and the child gets to choose what they want to do. If you're 3 and above, you can choose who you want to be. Like, the fuck are we talking about here? These are children. Like, they're not allowed to rule themselves. That's why they're minors. Like, it's insane. But the left's got all the juice right now. So I don't know what this guy's talking about. He's acting like he's on some like they're getting beat down and beat up. Like, no, they got the motion right now. They got the motion.
Okay.
That's how I'm rocking. Put Minnie Mouse against my vote for Minnie Mouse. I will. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Hold up.
Remember Cleo, the woman who used to
the Jamaican lady.
She did now, but I vote for her before I vote for Trump.
He said he'll vote for Cleo before he vote for Trump.
Yeah, he'll vote for Miss Cleo, the Jamaican lady that will read your fortune over the phone. My God. Yeah, I remember Miss Cleo. Damn, that's hard.
I vote for Little Red Riding Hood. I vote for Speed Racer.
Yeah.
Come on. Everybody over there sucker.
Nino Brown.
Why do he feel like that? The fuck is he?
Because he doesn't know anything about politics. That's why. Like he really doesn't. It's crazy. This guy loves headlines, but he is funny. But he loves headlines, and he doesn't do any digging.
No, he had a lot of points. This is a bad one. I can pull up one of the ones. He knows certain shit that what he's talking about. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm sure his producer gave him a hotline here and there.
What did he say? Look. He said he'll vote for Little Red Riding Hood before he vote for Trump. This dude is really on some biased shit for real.
And Speed Racer. And let's be honest, Little Red Riding Hood, she was playing games. That girl wearing a red coat, running through the woods, acting like it's all good. Like, be a little low key, but she was looking for trouble. Go on, man.
She wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't a wholesome little girl.
Yeah, wasn't she like stealing porridge? Or no, that was the Three Bears. Never mind.
Kamala Harris, despite non-stop efforts to derail her rising momentum. Dude even resulted to calling the VP a slur, a gender slur. Stuff.
You rock with that? Well, let's listen. But he called her. They say he called her a bitch. I think I heard.
Rhymes with which? Yeah, fair. Yeah. But y'all know I'm not really surprised. I don't think he just called her B-I-T-C-H. I think he said black before he called her that.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, indefensible, hands down. But he didn't say that. There's no way he said something that's stupid. But like, if he did, obviously, I would never defend that. That's fucking crazy. Like, that's insane. That's insane. That's insane.
Why was you not defending if he's still about the policies? If he's still making the country right?
Because I just told you, I'm for what's right and what's wrong. I believe in policies. If you calling somebody a black bitch is fucking retarded. Like, you don't fucking talk to people like that. You don't talk about people like that. And you sure as shit don't speak about the woman who may be the next president like that. And if you're trying to be the president, you should really not be talking like that. So that's whole sorts of crazy. I don't fuck with him. I don't back none of that up. Now, if he said that, that's crazy. If he alluded to it, well, he's an asshole. We all know that, but at least he didn't say it. But if he said it flat out, deplorable, without a doubt.
Okay, so bitch, though. He said bitch to the vice president, called her a bitch.
That's fucking crazy, bro. And I can't back him on that. That's insane. You have some respect have some respect. Have some respect. If that's the case, then he needs to have some fucking respect to clean it up. And I'd call him on to his face as a man. Facts. Give a fuck. That's trash. You don't call a woman a bitch. You know he ain't said that.
I'm not familiar with the VP candidate that she chose. I'm not familiar with her VP running mate. Never heard of her until, yes, I did. I heard of him. But I wasn't familiar with him as far as his policies, his character, any of that. But I'm going to tell you something. I do like the idea of him getting down and dirty in the mud with those uncivilized mutts and calling them names. I like that.
So he just clowned Trump. I'm sorry. I just gotta be real here. He clowned Trump, calling old girl a name, and now he's saying he down with them for calling them a name. That shit is hilarious.
Yeah, but is he down with her VP pick being in China's right hand pocket? Like, he goes to China many times since the 80s. They pay for him to go there. He brings other people with them. They take classes and workshops about China. Like, that screams communism to me. It means that if he becomes a vice president and Kamala's elected president, he's the VP. That means that our VP is going to have very, very close monetary relations, of a non-professional nature with China, communist China.
With a powerful China. We need people friendly with China, but not crossing lines, but able to, deal with them because their power.
He's been going on vacation there since the 80s, and they pay for it. They pay for him to go on these extravagant vacations to China, and he brings his students with him, and basically it's like they take classes and like indoctrination about China and how great they are. Like, sounds like something you don't want one of your politicians doing, especially the guy who might be your vice president. But see how that works out.
Okay.
They give you all that old when they go high, they go low, you go high. Leave that for Michelle Obama. Nah, you got to deal with these uncivilized mutts on the same level that they're on because they don't respect nothing else. So I like that he be busting back. Having said that, I think something probably gonna come out on him because you don't live to be that long and have a squeaky clean record. Something's out there. Something's out there. And it's gonna come out. It'll probably come out right. Well, typically how this happens is that something will come out like around this time, right around this time where we at right now, you know, almost 3 months, I mean, like 3 months out, you know, something will come out around that time, and then something else will come out that ain't too much, and then something will come out like right before the elections. Like they're holding.
Did anything come out on her vice president, her whatever she elected, this dude?
I mean, the China thing is what I first heard. Originally, that's not the first person she wanted as her VP. The original guy was a Jewish guy, and they put her people were like, "No, you can't do that." So she said no. So that's sketchy right off the bat to me.
So just the only thing now is that he's too friendly with China, basically.
That's all I've really heard so far. I haven't looked that far into it.
Okay.
They put out something like about a week before the elections, something, or the week of the elections, something to come out right then and there. Something to come out in the week of the elections. They'll put something out, a hit piece. So I expect that. I expect to see that. I haven't seen it yet, but I expect to see it. So far, I've heard nothing but good things. You know, even from students and stuff, talking about he's a good mentor, good coach, all this stuff. Like, yeah, something's gonna come out. Something. Because this politics is a dirty, dirty act. And when they start digging, they come anything. If it's out there, they're gonna find it. If it's out there, they're gonna find it. And you don't live to be 60 years old and not have done something that you're ashamed of.
Yeah, so the China thing is enough for you, huh? The China thing is enough.
Look, it doesn't look good. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to be something crazy, but based off of the things I heard, it certainly doesn't look good, and I want to look more into it. But yeah, you don't want someone in the White House that's partial to China on the low end and involves money. You don't want that. It's just not a good look. It's just not a good look. You know, if it turns out,
I'm sorry, he didn't know.
My bad. There's some more content, but
Carol Stokes says he could not have called her a BB. He said she was not black. He didn't know what she was. Don't you know that Trump talks out of both sides of his mouth? He don't. Nothing he says makes a lot of sense anyway. So, Game Queen 81. What's up, Game Queen? This is how the left behaves. No. See, you don't listen.
All right, hold on. Let me hear what that question was.
Alley Cat says, so because people disagree politically, you call them mutts. This is how the left behaves. No. See, you don't listen. You suffer from cognitive dissonance.
But that's exactly what you were saying. Like, just because you think the left is more aggressive with people they don't agree with, they more aggressive, more judgmental, and more violent, according to you.
right. And look, I'm not saying that, like, and again, it's not like I represent either side. I'm just saying recently the left has been a lot more vocal and violent in the things that they've done. But I'm not even pretending like the right doesn't have violent fucking, far radical people. Of course they do. That's what happens in politics. I'm just saying they're not. The left isn't like the good, soft, poor guy anymore. These people are really starting to wild out. Some of these people are taking it really extreme, and I know that does not represent majority of the left. I'm not saying it is. I don't believe it's indicative of these people that are on the left. I don't think that the extreme is indicative of either side, the right or the left. I'm just saying right lately it's been pretty wild. Like the left's been wilding out lately. It's been happening.
Okay.
I never said because somebody disagreed with me. My people that are in my base, my actual base, disagree with some of my political views. Okay? So everybody here that follows me, that subscribe, do not agree with everything that I say. So you out of pocket right there. You got it wrong. I call uncivilized mutts uncivilized mutts who behave like uncivilized mutts. That's who's an uncivilized mutt. You are Democrat or Republican, conservative, liberal, moderate, Confederate, whatever. Libertarian, whatever you want to be. Whatever you call yourself, independent, whatever you call yourself. I call a strike and a ball a ball. Uncivilized mutt is an uncivilized mutt, regardless of race, gender, or class. Now, does that sum it up for you?
So he called Trump an uncivilized mutt.
I get it. I mean, I get it. You know, he doesn't like dude. I get it. You know what I mean? But that's, you know, I refer to people I don't like as fucking animals, but that's not really, they're not animals. You know what I mean? It's just something you say when you're mad about something. I respect him for his opinion. I just don't agree with it. But it's not.
You don't
it's not
think
really
Trump is uncivilized? You think he's very civilized?
No, look, I'm not out here saying he's the most civilized guy in the world, but if I put a camera on somebody 24/7, I could make you look like anything I want. So yeah, he's done some shit that's not very civilized looking, but in the grand scheme of things, he's not some uncivilized fucking caveman out here like acting a fool. You know what I mean? Like this guy's been allowed into the highest echelon of people in power. He's not a fucking douche.
So because people of power, they not uncivilized mutts?
No. What I'm saying is, if he was just this crazy, horrible, uncivilized individual, people would never let him even have a seat at the table, let alone be a part of the higher ups. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have acquired all the money that he has either. Nobody would have done it.
Because America is full of uncivilized, quote unquote, people that, you know, want to be able to say, I don't like this, fuck this, and talk the way they want to talk about people, judge people, and still feel like they right, because a lot of people, even their religion or whatever, make them feel like they superior to everybody else. That's just how America is. And if he was, you know, that guy that you're trying to say, then he wouldn't be as popular as he is, because America is full of those type of people that when he says some crazy shit in the debates, a lot of people love it because they feel like I would be saying that. I want to be able to say that shit to these people.
Well, I guess you're right, but it's sorry, that's not like uncivilized. When I'm talking uncivilized, I mean like this guy's a barbarian, like dragging people around by their hair, doesn't know how to act. Like he's not uncivilized. Like
what about grabbing them by the private part?
That was a fucking horrible fucking mistake of a statement that he made. It was awful. I can't defend that statement, but I can say that when guys are in like a locker room and they're talking shit, you might say some crazy shit. I mean, he really believes it, but it doesn't matter.
You say that in the locker room talking shit, you would say that?
That he said it, so like he looks awful in that. So I'm not defending that at all. He looks awful.
All right, just checking.
Like I'm not a psychopath. I just like the guy for business. I don't think he's like the great guy. I'm not going to let him sleep in my house.
Yes,
I don't know.
Yes, you would. As Trump pulled up,
president, maybe. You know, but I grew up hearing like pretty wild stories about Donald Trump. Like one day, fucking this dude was driving home from work at like 10 o'clock at night, right? And he sees on the side of the parkway that there's a fucking limousine pulled over. It's got a flat tire, and the limo guy's out there trying to do it. This guy pulls over, fucking helps the limousine driver change the tire on the limo, gets back in his car and leaves. Next morning, he wakes up and he gets a call from his bank. His mortgage was paid off because the guy that was in the car was Donald Trump, and Donald Trump, as a thank you for helping the driver fix the tire, he paid off his mortgage the next morning.
Wow, that's a beautiful story. I like that.
I heard that because I was a mortgage banker with a specific bank, and that's the bank that it happened with. And that's how I heard about it.
Wow, that was an inside exclusive. That was great.
That's some New York inside business type shit that he ain't out there talking about, but that shit happened.
Big Rad killed it. I'm gonna make that a short right there.
There was another story. There was a homeless woman for years lived like across the street, or even would be right out in front of Trump Towers, and she would see Donald Trump every day when he was coming out. She would say hello. He would say hello to her. You know, he took her off the street and put her in one of the adjoining penthouses in there, rent free.
That's amazing.
Took her off the street. There's a black woman too, but he's a horrible racist. It's like, dude, the things that he's done. But I'm just saying the things that he's done, the people that have accepted him, the people that he stood by, and the things he's pushed over the years before he was even in politics, prove that he wasn't a racist then. Then he comes into this race 2015, leading up to the 2016 election, and everybody's painting him as this horrible racist. Now, I never fucking liked the guy, especially. I always thought he was kind of a douche. He's a rich New York businessman. It's not my people, I'm from New York. You don't rep me. But I've never felt as a racist. Like, he was like one of the one accepted white dudes that was from the upper echelon of people that the rap and the hip hop world fucked with. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, TV says he's racist. Now everybody's pushing this dude's a racist, which is crazy. That's not cool. Like, if it's true, it's true. Then fuck him. If it's true, then fuck him. But I haven't seen anything that made it look that way, except for some videos that were edited, which is crazy too. That's wild. Like, sowing hate is an awful fucking thing. And if they're lying about someone being a racist, I don't care who it is. If they're lying about them being a racist, that's really fucking bad. But if somebody's lying about being a racist, that's still bad, but it's more understandable than people going after and putting something on somebody that's not true in the first place. I just know, I don't think it's as much for class. I mean, it's race about him as it is for class. If you're broke, I think he doesn't really care about you. The bottom line, it doesn't matter who you are or what color you are. If you're broke, he's not really worried about you. I'll give him that, but I don't think he's a straight out racist. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't line up with what I've seen over the years.
Yeah, that's not the argument either. Nobody said that. So, but I hear you.
He claims he's this horrible racist dude. I'm not saying in this program. I'm just saying in general. That's one of the main things they say is like racist, and it's like, holy shit! Like, I literally, that's the one thing I would not have put on the guy. I would have called him just about anything else, but I never saw that. And I'm from New York. Like, you know who Donald Trump is if you're from New York. He's been around. Like, he's like royalty kind of in New York, but people don't like him.
Yeah, he is New York. All right, that was it. B-Rad, Willie D. Shout out to Willie D Live. Go subscribe to him. He doing good. Yeah. He got 1 million subscribers. He might be mad at this. I don't know. He might fuck.
Nah, I don't want to be mad. Yo, and I respect his opinions, and he's going in for what he believes in. And at least he's got a voice, and at least he's using it. He's not out here bitching. He's talking about what he believes in and why he believes in it. That's cool. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Like, I sound just as crazy to him as he sounds to me. But at the end of the day, we're all Americans. And no matter who's in office, we're all going to be here the day after they get into office. So we all need to start respecting each other and getting with the program. But don't worry about what these people tell us. Tell me what your neighborhood looks like. Tell me what your people are like and what's going on around you. And that's the temperature of what's going on out here. Don't believe the news. Believe what you see.
On that note, we out of here. There was another one. Bull rag. The Trump debates. Holla. This